there isn't much of an intro today. There's the merch store that's down in the description. You can go and pick up a shirt, sweater, all that good stuff. I've repeated myself so many times on that. The link is down in the description, teespring.com/store/electric-apparel, whatever it is. Go down there. It helps support the channel, and it'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you. So there's a bit of a problem that I have. Every time at night, usually at night, is when I play fighting games. And because arcade sticks tend to be pretty loud, no, I'm not going to switch to a controller. No, they're pretty loud, so I needed to find a way to kind of reduce the amount of noise that I make when playing fighting games at midnight or like 2 o'clock in the morning. And so while I was at EVO this last year in 2019, I stumbled across some micro switches that were pretty interesting. And these are, I should have had one ready, but these right here are the Crown Leaf micro switches. They're the Crown Leaf switches, I believe they're called, and they are 100% silent operating micro switches for your Korean lever. Now, we have many things that are silent in the fighting game world. We have the Sanwa silent generation stuff, Gamer Fingers, pretty silent. But when it comes to Korean stuff, really only recently did Crown introduce their more silent buttons in the SBD202 Cherry Micro Switch ones. So we didn't really have a quiet lever. Sanwa has their silent JLF series, as well as their silent OBSF buttons. So I wanted to go ahead, I picked these up, I believe it was Arcade Shock, Arcade Shock or Paradise Arcade. They had these and I bought these, and I haven't gotten around to testing them because there was a lot of crap I had to do right after EVO and I got super busy. So now we're going to be able to go ahead and test these guys out. So we're going to be taking the Victrix Pro FS, I know, super goddamn original. This thing has been in so many videos at this point, but this is my main stick. And I wanted to make the golden lever quiet. These work for IST stuff, as well as I believe Crown stuff. There's no reason why they wouldn't. So I wanted to see how well they fit into the golden lever, and let's make this thing pretty silent. Because the MX switches that I have in these, the push buttons, were from Paradise Arcade Shop, and they are pretty, I mean, they're not nearly as clicky as you would imagine Sanwas or Seimitsu's or anything else to be. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to replace the micro switches on this thing. And to do that, we're going to need a couple of things. First, the iFixit kit that I always use, any screwdriver set that has small bits like this will do, because we're going to be removing micro switches and all the like. Of course, we're going to need 4 of these Crown Leaf switches. There's 4 micro switches in a lever. And just because I want to actually switch it out, I'm going to be taking the modified golden lever, that actually the new revision that fits in the Victrix, and I'm going to be replacing the old one and returning that back to stock and then installing the new one in. So, with all that said and done, we're going to go ahead and get this all set up. I'm going to set my camera up and we're going to go ahead and do the quick modding. The other thing you're going to need is the, let me put the arcade stick above the desk or table or wherever I'm working at. All right, let's get right into it. This is the first time I've actually used this guy. So, I get the focus where I want it, and then we're going to go ahead and get right into it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take out this stick, but first we're going to remove the bat top. So anything that's a flathead will do. I think this is probably going to be a better look. So let's just try and speed run this, I guess. All right, that came off. And if you don't know how to do that, you basically turn clockwise here while turning counterclockwise while holding the ball top or the bat top. That's basically how you do that. Next, we gotta take all 4 of these screws out. And of course, we're going to pay attention to the positioning of each of these micro switches, because this is basically how we're going to be wiring it up when we have to redo it, when we put in the new lever. With the Victrix, make sure you don't hurt the ribbon cable. This ribbon cable is pretty important. It basically lets you look at all of the crap, or it lets you activate all the stuff on your home row. You don't have that, you don't got a touchpad, you don't got a guide button, you don't got crap. And that screw, of course, fell down. Nope, didn't fall. Okay. Good. So, get these all out relatively quickly. And then, this one was the old one, as you can probably see. I haven't really changed this at all. This is actually the one that had the crown lever in it, or that had the crown mounting plate when I tried to originally get a golden lever to fit in here. And then the golden lever guys are like, hey, let's revise it so it actually fits, and I don't need to do this anymore. I can return that back the way it's supposed to be. And so now we're going to take a look at this. Since we don't need the Victrix right now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this. So this is going to be pretty straightforward. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. All right. Now I can sit back down and we can go ahead and throw in these leaf switches. So the way that it goes in is like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to straight unplug this. A little bit of a pain in the ass, but we need to use one of these wiring harnesses. So we're going to set that aside. And here's how we're going to install these new micro switches. Wow, it gets hot with these lights in my face. I always forget that. But so they got these two screws here that basically hold it down. And we're just going to unscrew it. Put them in a safe place. You know, it doesn't really matter. As long as you don't lose them. And this is how they mount. So if we put a new one in, the new one should be fine. It actually should fit just fine, hopefully. Hopefully. Oh wait, wrong way. Upside down. You need to do it this way. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Looks like they'll fit. Maybe. Oh wait, is this the longer one? Are they actually different sizes? Hold on. Very strange. That's actually really strange. I don't know why it does that. Let's see if this will change anything. No. That is very weird. It just doesn't. Oh, is that why? Oh, there's little washers in there. Okay, so this might be a little bit more tricky. Okay, this might be a little bit more tedious than I first imagined. So, a little disassembly, I guess, is required. Is it like that for crowns? No, crowns don't have that. It's a little interesting to know. I never switched out micro switches before, so it's like, or especially not in the golden lever, so it's a little surprising to me. That's like that. So we get all those out, and then we're going to be taking the collar off. And we need to, do we need to fully disassemble it? I think we do. Alright, we got all that. Put that down. That. Push this guy out. And we're going to take a look at this. Okay. That guy kind of moved. Okay, so we'll do it this way. So that's why I'm guessing it wasn't, like, screwing down properly. And this is going to be hard, because this is going in from the right side, and I'm not right-handed, so... There we go. So now that that's like that, we can go ahead and screw it in. Now, I think I should just be able to push this back in like it is. And I'm just going to put the collar back on too. Oh wait, no. Yeah. Collar back on, and we're going to try and do this again. That is strange. I did not expect to have that kind of a complication, but when you don't plan videos, this kind of happens. So, let's see. Oh, I keep putting them in the wrong direction. That one went in all right. I think it might just be an like a... Yeah, it's just because the bolt on the other side moved. So, not sure how much I like that. But from what I remember, I think I can use those spacers if I remember where I put them. Yeah, we'll have to try it and see how well this thing holds up. We'll have to see how well this thing works in a full setting. So we're going to, so I'm just going to go ahead and shotgun the rest of these and do them as quick as I can. And then when we come back, this whole thing will be fully assembled. Oh, that doesn't look like it's actually going to cause a problem. Cool. So now we can fully assemble it, and then we can get this show on the road. Wherever I put the screwdriver. This is the life of a modder. You think stuff's gonna go easy, and then sometimes something like this happens, and you have to you have to go and fix it yourself. You have to go and do it in a certain way that you did not originally plan for. Luckily, this wasn't that hard to do, because usually, sometimes a mod will not work, or it requires a lot more work than you think it should. And it just becomes the biggest pain in the ass to actually do. So after this, all that's left is just to stick it into the Victrix and test it out. So that should be fine. I'm gonna make sure that I get the same thing right. Those are gonna be green, orange. These have the same colors, right? Yeah, so it's just gonna be starting from this way. So this should be easy to do. I think it should be able to just mount the same way as a traditional JLF. Yeah, I can see this as being one of the biggest issues with this method. That the Victrix is just so compact. Alright, these are going to have to be bent out of the way. And I'm not sure how well this is going to take being bent like this. Okay, well, that's going to be about as best as I can get it, I think. Something's telling me that it's supposed to not go that way. I think one of the biggest issues is that it doesn't work the conventional way. I think it's just gonna have to be jammed in here and hope for the best. So we'll just do it that way. Screw it. Should be fine now, so just somehow plug it in and not screw up plugging something as easy as a 5-pin in. Boy, it really doesn't. There it goes. That should be good now. So let's close it. And put all this crap back on. Oh wow, that is actually really silent. Like if I lean this up, you're not gonna see it because the other camera's off, but Like, that's me slamming it against it. But yeah, it doesn't make any noise. Wow. That is freaking quiet. Alright. I apologize for that. The camera wasn't rolling for this little side shot for like a while. And then this camera turns off. It overheats after like 30 minutes. And it was getting close to 30 minutes. It stops recording. And yeah, so I got this installed. I did record that on the other camera. So we'll be able to see that at least. And yeah, we got this installed and we're going to go ahead and test it out. So alright, so in conclusion, I don't really think these micro switches are very worth it. They come in at about $2 per micro switch, and that's a little bit too high for what you're asking. So a couple of the issues that you saw while installing it, the golden lever uses bolts on the other end, so you have to, you know, kind of hold those in place when you unscrew the micro switch and put this one on. The issues that I had when I first started to try and play the game was I was playing Tekken, was that one of the micro switches, the one that goes left, wasn't activating. And when I did further inspection, I saw that there's two metal contacts, and inside there's two little metal bars that are soldered or glued or whatever, and those are supposed to be the ones that make contact to ground the hot and the wire, and to form a connection between the ground and the hot. That wasn't on the bottom one, so it wasn't actually actuating properly. Even if I were to go all the way to, you know, even if I was even if I was trying to go all the way to the left, it wasn't working. So I had to do this crap shot DIY MacGyver method where I took one of the old Quanba push buttons, the micro switches for that, and I cut off one of the leads. So I cut off one of those parts that come off of the button where you plug in the quick disconnects, and I super glued it on, and it works. It's weird, but it worked. Yeah, so I had to do that, and it was a pain in the ass to try and to get this to work. The other thing is that it's very hard to plug in the actual ground and hot, because these things don't really like to click into the quick disconnects that are on your 5-pin JLF harness. It's very weird because it'll click in, some of them will, and then others, they'll slide right out. I had a couple of times where I had to go in and open this up and reattach them because they had actually come loose and they weren't activating anymore. So this is, I feel that these are not that great. They're a good idea, but they don't work very well. Maybe other people have had better success with them. I have certainly never really heard anybody using them, and these were interesting. I just wanted to try them out, but hope maybe they'll revise them in the future, because at this point it doesn't seem very worth it just to get the quietness, because I mean this is very quiet. Like, I'm slapping the stick just to make that noise. If you're playing normally, you're playing... my buttons are louder than the lever. So it's very comparable in silent operation to the Sanwa JLF, the silent edition, the 3rd generation silent sticks, which I do have over there, which will probably be the next video after this. And that one actually has micro switches in it that activate like normal, what are those, Omron? Like normal Omron switches. So it's very weird that this one is so strange, because it's just literally 2 metal copper, or whatever the metal is, for the hinge lever, and then there's a little metal piece that's glued on or whatever to both sides, and those ones are the ones that connect. So it's very strange that they would make that kind of design instead of just literally making silent switches like Sanwa does. I feel that would probably work better. In fact, maybe I'll get a silent kit and I'll try doing that to see if that will make it any silenter, if that'll work different or better. But yeah, as far as I can tell, this really isn't worth it for the $8 plus shipping that you're going to have to pay in order just to get a silent crown or a silent Korean lever. So I would steer clear from it until we find some sort of better quiet option for Korean sticks. Until then, I'm Dan, this is HurtboxTV. If you liked the video, you know what to do. If you disliked it, whatever. Comment down in the comment section what you want to see or anything that you might find interesting. I do read comments for a little while. And then, yeah, there's the Twitch, there's the merch store, there's Twitter. We're still doing the giveaway for the golden lever if you want to win one of these with your name etched on it. Like on here, I have HurtboxTV etched onto it. You can go and follow the link down below to the Gleam.io giveaway for the golden lever. That ends February 1st at midnight. So we've got about a week, a little over a week left in that competition. And if you want to win that, you can get your name etched on it and it'll be shipped out to you. And yeah, that's open anywhere in the world. So go ahead and get yourself one of these if you want, or get into the competition. And yeah, we have Patreon, we have Twitch, Twitter, I said all that stuff already, merch store. And that's pretty much it. So take care, everybody. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.